Demon's Bond. Tensura x Mao Gakuin no Futekigosha by Void King. Ch 18. A sword like no other. Currently, Anos and Rimuru are in their class, listening to their teacher's lecture, and waiting for the class period to end. Not long after the class ends, Anos plans to ask Rimuru where she has been going. Ever since Anos announced that he was chosen to participate in the Magic Sword Tournament, Rimuru has been disappearing every time the class hour ends. Sis, where are you going? Anos asks. It's a secret. Anyway, I'm going to be late, so I have to go. See you at home, Rimuru said as she runs off, while waving goodbye. Anos only waves back, then he remembers his meeting with Melhise. Anos and Melhise discuss the Magic Sword Tournament and the reason why he was chosen to participate. They also talk about the fake Demon King, Avos Dilhavia. Melhise suggests that the royals might be responsible for Anos being chosen and that they might try to employ some tricks to get rid of him. There is also a chance that Avos Dilhavia is behind all of this. As they continue their conversation, Melhise seems unaware of Rimuru's existence. However, Anos feels that something fishy is going on because Rimuru was also chosen to participate but declined the offer. Anos snaps out of his thoughts and decides to head home. All he knows is that someone is after him and his sister. He promises himself that if he finds out who is trying to get their hands on him and his sister, he will annihilate them from the face of the planet. He swears upon his name as the Demon King of Tyranny. I wonder what's for dinner. Meanwhile, Rimuru found herself in a dense forest, tightly gripping the adamantine sword crafted by her father, Gusta. This place should be safe, as no one can see me here. Seal, teleport me to the Star Palace, she commanded. As you wish, Master, Seal replied. After teleporting to the Star Palace, Rimuru headed towards the blacksmith area located north of the palace. Once she arrived, she saw the celestial furnace and head in front of it. Let's start forging Orion, she declared, igniting the celestial furnace and getting to work. Orion was the name of the sword she aimed to create, a blade crafted by the star goddess using the adamantine sword forged by her father, Gusta, as a base for a new cosmic sword. In a place beyond the mortal realm, a cosmic being known as Rimuru Tempest stood in front of her magnificent forge. The forge itself was a spectacle to behold, with streams of starlight flowing through the room, illuminating the cosmic surroundings. Rimuru, with her radiant aura and ethereal form, possessed the power to shape reality itself. In front of Rimuru lay a raw chunk of crystal infused with nihilistic and stardust energy, a material that cannot be found in any realm. Because this special material is created by Rimuru herself. Rimuru's eyes gleamed with anticipation as she extended her hand towards the crystal, and as she did, the cosmic energy around her responded, forming a pair of celestial gloves on her hands. With graceful movements, Rimuru approached the forge, reaching out to touch the blazing blue flames that danced within. The flames embraced her touch, yielding to her power and allowing her to control their intense heat. She carefully held the crystal over the flames, allowing it to absorb the celestial fire's energy and transform. As the crystal heated and glowed brighter, Rimuru began to infuse it with the adamantine sword that her father made. She moved her hands with an otherworldly intuition. With each strike of her cosmic hammer, the crystal and the sword started bending and morphing to her will. Rimuru's movements were a symphony of celestial precision. With every strike of her hammer, the sword and the crystal slowly fused. As she worked, Rimuru infused the sword with cosmic essence, channeling the energy of distant galaxies into the sword. The celestial forge responded, shimmering with bursts of vibrant hues as Rimuru's touch imbued the sword with cosmic power. It crackled with the energy of creation and destruction, capturing the very essence of the universe within its form. Time seemed to stop as Rimuru continued her masterful work, pouring her cosmic energy into every stroke, every twist, and every curve. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Rimuru withdrew the sword from the forge. It gleamed with an otherworldly radiance, its blade reflecting the colors of the cosmos. The hilt and guard were adorned with intricate celestial patterns, as if they were carved from constellations themselves. The mere presence of the sword resonated with power, emanating a sense of awe-inspiring grandeur. But the forging doesn't end there as Rimuru takes out an orb from her storage. This orb is an artificial dragon factor that Rimuru created herself, by using her dragon factor as a base. Although it's only an artificial dragon factor, it was still enough for it to develop an ego for itself. Rimuru infused the artificial dragon factor with the sword, and it glowed so bright that it felt like a new universe was being born. Rimuru held the sword and started to chant some words. The words that she saw changing was an enchantment that will make the sword its identity. In the depths of my heart, a fire burns bright, a fervent desire to shield with all my might. For my cherished family, a chant I now weave, a sword of protection, may it never leave. With love as my blade, I shall stand tall and strong, defending them fiercely when things go wrong. Through trials and challenges, we shall prevail, bound together, our bond shall never fail. From every corner, from dusk until dawn, I call upon forces, ancient and drawn. Guardians of light, lend your divine grace, protect my family in every time and space. No harm shall befall them, no darkness shall creep, under this sword, their safety shall seep. May joy and serenity forever reside, in the hearts of my loved ones, by my side. By the power within me, this chant I decree, a sword of protection for my family to see. With love and courage, we'll conquer all strife, forever blessed, bound by the threads of life. Awaken your power of protection, Orion. As Rimuru finished her chant, the sword glowed even brighter. The light that the sword emits symbolized the power of the cosmos and the light of a million stars. Not long after, the light subsided as the sword revealed itself to Rimuru. Rimuru held the finished sword aloft, marveling at her creation. It was not merely a weapon but a testament to the cosmic forces that shaped the universe. The sword bore the mark of its creator, a manifestation of Rimuru's cosmic essence, skill, and her love for her family. Orion, a sword born to protect Rimuru's family till the end of time. A sword that could only be wielded by her family alone, a sword capable of destroying any danger that will come. All right, it's finished. It's time to return, Rimuru said while giving a cute smile, and decided to return back to give the sword to her brother. Meanwhile, Anos was on a date with Misha, and the two went from place to place. One place they visited was a shop where Misha goes to recreate miniature versions of places like castles, houses, and more. Anos saw how it could be created and decided to recreate the city Dilhadi. The owner of the shop wanted to have it since it would take a decade for someone to create such a masterpiece. However, Anos didn't give it to her. Instead, he kept it because he planned on giving it to Misha. He took another look and noticed a miniature city that he didn't recognize, or more specifically, a city that he knew nothing about. Upon closer inspection, he could see a beautiful city with structures he had never seen before. In the middle of the city was a fountain, and in the center of it was a slime statue.
Who made this? Anos asked. Oh, that girl with blue hair came here and made that, the owner responded. I'll buy it, Anos said. The owner refused, but Anos insisted that he would create a copy of what he had made in exchange.
Upon hearing that, the owner agreed, and now Anos was looking at the miniature city. He asked the owner about the name of the city, and she replied, the girl who made that called it the City of Tempest. Tempest. Huh. I've never heard of it, and I've certainly never seen it. That means it's either hidden or from another universe, Anos mused, deciding to store it in his storage. Anos then shifted his focus to Misha, who was still admiring the miniature of Dilhadi. Anos transformed the miniature Dilhadi to a ring and gave it to Misha, and after that the two went to a cat cafe. End.